Hey, what's going on? Today we're going to talk about hallucinations and delusions. Hey, what's going on, good people? It's your boy James Harris, founder of a movement called Men to Heal, which focuses on men's overall wellness, our mental health, as well as our physical health. And I'm also the author of a book called Man Just Express Yourself, which is an interactive planner guide for boys and men to better express themselves in those tough situations. I definitely appreciate everybody who went out and got a copy of that book, whether you are a parent, a loved one, a spouse, a partner, my fellow clinicians. I definitely appreciate you. And if you're interested in getting the book, you definitely can go to Barnes& and Nobles, Target, Walmart, Amazon, pretty much anywhere books are sold. I definitely appreciate you guys. But whoever, continue to like, share, subscribe, and support. Share these videos. It's very informative. I'm loving the feedback. We're making so many different milestones with this YouTube channel, so I definitely appreciate you. Submit me your questions via email or social media inbox, and I'll definitely, potentially read them on here, or, if you need anything or a topic you want me to discuss, I'll definitely do that. So getting right into it, if we're talking about hallucinations and delusions, we just got to remember that both hallucinations and delusions are characterized by symptoms of psychosis or substance use or any other mental illness that can potentially trigger a psychotic episode. So those are the things they have in common. There are also other causes, of course, and different triggers, including physical health conditions. So a lot of people also, you have to remember those things. While one episode or delusion or single hallucination may not indicate a serious underlying condition, either one should be checked out, and you should be evaluated by a doctor or, of course, a mental health professional if it does happen. Because it could be brief psychotic disorder where, you were just overwhelmed, you were stressed, or, a specific traumatic event probably prompted those issues. But either way, both hallucinations and delusions are disturbances within reality, and they should definitely be catered to immediately. So when we're talking about hallucinations, that's pretty much anything that affects your your senses. Whether you heard something, which is auditory, you seen something, which is visual, or felt something tactile. Some people even have different smells and stuff that they can witness within a hallucination. That person is experiencing the hallucination may believe that there is also something real, that everything about the vision, the sound, the voice of it, or other sensations can gather a reaction from that person. So just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not real to that person. So be careful with your questioning within that. If you are a provider or somebody who's doing an intake or something like that for somebody who has experienced hallucination or delusion, because to them is an actual precipitating function within our senses. So many different examples of hallucinations. Of course, a hallucination can literally be anything related to the senses. Again, like we just said, different people with the same condition can experience a totally unique and different experience from the next person to person. So it's not a blanket or a bubble of what happens within a hallucination. There's so many different hallucinations, again, that people can have. Like some people can imagine like something crawling on their skin, whether those are spiders or just reptiles or anything like that. Some people are hearing the sounds that weren't there, like a door closing, a footstep, or your ancestors' voices or something like that. Hearing voices is probably one of the most common things that I've run into, but of course there's so many different ones that other providers may have encountered, including that a person told them to do something, or your grandmother whispered in your ear, keep going, and of course there have been some negative ones where people have heard voices telling them to do something deviant or something illegal, so you probably seen those type things in movies. Some people see a lot of different light patterns. Some people see a dragon sitting in the corner. So it can be anything, a wide range of these things. So we shouldn't take it for granted. We shouldn't play into those hallucinations or delusions unless you got a rapport with that client, unless you can safely assist them within it. A sensation of floating beyond your body. I know some people had like this paranormal experience where they can envision themselves looking at themselves. So it's so many different type of hallucinations that's been taking place, or that you probably seen in social media or Hollywood. They can pretty much do anything these days, so you probably seen it in a movie. Smelling odors is not one that I've been accustomed to hearing about, but some people do have those hallucinations. So when we're talking about delusion, that's pretty much a belief that is false for the most part, yet the individual who experiences it thinks it's absolutely true. A delusion is not a belief that is false because of the person's intelligence, education, culture, religion, or similar factors. It's false because some abnormality within that individual's thinking. So that person would firmly believe that the delusion is repeated evidence shown to them regardless of the what's on the other side of those evidence. Like a persistent false belief may be definitely a intense delusion. Some of those delusions can be persecutory. This is where the delusion is which the person believes that somebody's out to get them or mistreat them. And that can be a partner in a relationship, or that can be a co-worker at work, so they just feel like they're the victim and somebody's out to get me. I got to watch my back all the time. Those grandiose delusions is, the belief that relating to having special powers, relationship with somebody is important or famous, or having exceptional talent. I'm sure you probably heard so many grandiose delusions before that you probably can think of. And of course, the jealous type of delusion is involved, you're believing that your partner is being unfaithful or your co-workers are out to get you and stuff like that. So that's similar to the persecutory ones, but in this case, it's more personal to you and your intimate relationships. The somatic delusions are false belief that one is sick or physically disabled within somatic system, like thinking that one arm is shorter than the other, or everybody's looking at the hump that's on your back or something like that. Of course, these things may sound bizarre, but they're often, like non-bizarre to those people who are actually going through those delusions or hallucinations. Meaning within the delusion, it can be something that can be true, but they're oftentimes not. So bizarre delusion is, of course, things, like I said, they could be true, but oftentimes they're not. It's just pretty much controlling that person's mind. So if you've encountered somebody with a delusion or hallucination, leave me a message. Let me know how you handle it. Let me know what you thought about it. Men2heal.com, or hit me on IG, men_TO_HEAL. Appreciate you for checking me out. That was a brief synopsis of hallucinations and delusions. I want you guys to do your own research, so I'm just giving you a teaser, appetizer, so that way, I'm just not giving you everything. You're pondering it. You're talking to people. You're doing research. You're gathering your own information. And if you have questions, then definitely come back to me. Appreciate you.